Hello, welcome back to another episode of Voice Notes. This is the Swedish Archipelago edition, where I am going to talk to you about manifesting, and I want to apply the psychological frameworks that I have learnt to the concept of manifesting, because I 100% manifested ending up in a lake house cabin writing for a week. It feels like an accident, but it was not an accident at all. So what I guess I want to start with is that I have a lot of degrees that are very sciencey. They're all science. I have 3 science degrees, and a lot of my institutionalized learning has happened within Western frameworks. And that whenever I had come across concepts like manifestation, especially in my 20s, I found it a bit woo-woo. I was like, oh, will you just wish for stuff? Like, what are you, fucking 5 years old blowing out a candle? Like, okay. And the older I've gotten, the more I've actually realized that manifestation is just a reframe of behavior change models that we use in psychology. And this might not be like a new concept to a lot of people, but I'm surprised at how new it feels for me, because in August there was a Lionsgate portal, which, yes, I follow all these hot girls on astrology talk on TikTok, because I've really enjoyed manifesting and setting intentions and basing it around moon cycles and my menstrual cycle. It feels very fucking witchy and I love it. So essentially there was a Lionsgate portal, and one of the hot girls on TikTok, astrology girls, was like, this is where you manifest, but you're not wishing for something that will happen. Like, you already have it. Manifest as though you already have it. And that confused me. I was like, but I don't have it. Miss Science brain over here being way too fucking logical, going, but I don't have it. That's the whole point of me manifesting it, huh? And I was struggling for a couple of weeks to really embody the manifestation. Felt like there was a gap, and it felt for me like everything I was manifesting, I was not desperate, but I was and not begging, but it kind of felt like I was asking for it, and it maybe I would get lucky and it would happen. Oh, bug just flew into my face. Anyway, so then I made this connection between manifestation in the astrology talk way and therapy in a sciencey way, where I realized that it's the same thing as behavior change models when it comes to something like schema therapy and negative core beliefs. If you've ever done schema therapy, you and I would probably yap for hours about how fucking transformational it can be. And if you haven't heard of it, I encourage you to go check it out. But essentially, it's based on this idea that a lot of how we move through life, especially relationships, especially how we react to certain contexts, is informed by a set of negative core beliefs that we develop throughout our lifetime. When you have a negative core belief, it could be a shame-based belief, like I'm not enough. And so whenever your friends organize a dinner and forget to invite you, you immediately interpret it as, well, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. They all hate me, something like that. And that really, this negative core belief is just thoughts that you've had over and over and over again throughout your lifetime that developed into something etched into your psyche, or something more concrete like a negative core belief. And that it becomes like a lens or a filter for which you then react to the circumstances around you. But you can change that. And the interesting thing is that the way you change it is not just by flicking a switch. I mean, I've decided that I'm enough. And it's funny because it's something that I tell clients to do a lot of, but I like to put it this way. If I ask you right now to change your physiological state, your body temperature, for example, immediately, can you do it without moving? No. If I ask you to feel immense rage in this split second, can you do it? No. Take some time. If I ask you to think about a little green frog on my head, How long can you hold that thought in your mind before it gets interrupted by something else? Maybe a few seconds, but it's not really tangible. If I ask you to raise your left hand in a stop sign, can you do it? Yes. Of the physiological, emotional, cognitive, and behavioral, the first place that we see immediate and effective change is the behavioral. It is through action that we can start to make the changes that we want to make. And the interesting thing is, and I say this to all my clients, and I've experienced it myself, is that as soon as you put the action in place, you don't have to believe it, but over time, everything else starts to follow. Your thoughts start to change, your feelings start to change, even your physiological state starts to change. Where you were once triggered and reactive, you notice you feel calmer. Where you were once insecure, you notice you feel more secure. But really, the defining moment for change is through behavior. It is through believing in that moment, like I am already different and I'm therefore doing it differently. And so this brings me back to manifesting and the Lionsgate portal and the Hot Girls on Astrology talk, which is that in that moment where I struggled to really grasp the concept of everything I manifest I already have, I linked it back to this behavior change model and realized it's the same thing. I just wasn't really applying it in this area of my life because it felt too woo-woo. But it's not fucking woo-woo. It's literally so legit. And I know Joe Dispenza does like a lot of this work, so perhaps you're already familiar with this, but I'm still kind of new to it. And it really has helped so much in the past month when it comes to manifestation. I attribute this entire Swedish Archipelago lake house writing dream project to the fact that I shifted my mindset away from somewhere down the line I'll have these things to I already have them. I am her, she is me. Two sayings or mantras that I've been repeating that I think have been really helpful. The first is everything I want wants me more. This has been really helpful in shifting my mindset away from scarcity to abundance. I noticed that when I manifest, I almost felt like, well, there's not enough room in the universe for me to have all these things. So I've got to just be grateful with whatever I get. And instead shift it toward, no, everything I want I can have. The universe is abundant. So everything I want wants me more. And I will receive it. And getting really comfortable with that concept of receiving. The second thing I like to tell myself is it is all within the realm of possibility. Anything that I write down or I put out into this universe comes back to me. And nothing is impossible. Everything is within the realm of possibility. And I do attribute this shift to moving to LA and just seeing how much opportunity and prosperity there can be in certain jobs and industries and being like, whoa, like dream big, you know? Because like people do, and then things happen for them. So I guess being right now in the Swedish archipelago as the beautiful crisp autumn air blows my luscious long hair around my face, I attribute being here in this moment to the fact that I have been working a lot this year on reshaping my mindset and mentality to tell myself that things are abundant and everything is within the realm of possibility. The last thing that I have done is treated my words like magic. I'm incredibly selective with how I speak about myself and about the opportunities I already have. I don't say a single negative thing anymore, even if it's something like, oh, I can't afford that dinner, or I might not work out. I don't even entertain it. I can reframe it to my financial priorities lie elsewhere, or however I want to change it. But your words are magic. and they connect to that sense of being the person that you already want to be. Anyway, that's my voice note for today. Love you, miss you, kiss you.